plus? What's the whole essence about being an A plus student? What does A plus mean? Whether a student, whether an illiterate, whether illiterate, any of you, any of us, what is it? What does it mean to become an A plus person? So we'll be having a good conversation today, and as I have my honorable guest here, Josephine and Adumba. So I think ladies first, right? Okay, so Josephine, to your best knowledge, how can you help us understand the term A plus? A plus.
Thank you so much for this question. So the first time I encountered the A plus was when I got to campus. That is St. Schools University.
Right.
So our university was sent A plus. This got me thinking. Unfortunately, I couldn't come for orientation. So when they were being briefed about everything, I didn't get to participate. But later on, I got to understand the term. So A basically means excellent.
Okay.
So we are in the university. When you really do well in your exams, you get an A.
Okay.
Anything you do well, you get an A. So A basically means excellent. A also means first. So if you check our American alphabet, A is the first letter. So A basically means first. It means good. It means best. And the plus that is added to it, I believe it's more of the moral factor, more of the God factor.
Great.
That is merged to it to come together. So with A plus means completeness.
Completeness.
Yes. A plus means completeness.
Wow.
That's what I believe in my own way.
Oh,
yes.
great. So before, let me ask a follow-up question. Does it only implies to the A plus, does it only implies to people who are in school, who are in colleges?
Oh, no. So you can be good at what you do. So A plus isn't only referring to students, it's referring to the farmer, it's referring to that knowledge, that guy staying next door who is doing something good, who is good at what he's doing. And the plus factor is the moral or the God factor that is involved with it.
Wow, amazing. I think I have an interesting question, but I'll come back to you.
Yes, you better.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we have the Adum. Adum, what can you also say about the term A plus?
Great. Being an A plus person means you're on top of issues. Someone who is well equipped in everything he or she does. Yes, and so being an A plus person, it means you need to be outstanding, you need to be self-initiating, you take bold steps in whatever you do. Your confidence level outside and inside should always be exceptional. You are also without a blemish. So being an A plus person means you need to really have that kind of mentality that what I'm doing, who is watching me, is it right in the sight of men and God? And so if it is not up to that standard, then it means you have to make sure you put things in order. So A plus means making sure you are always on the right tone. You are always aligned to what is right. You are always excelling without much effort. And so, from my understanding, A plus means an exceptional person.
Oh, great.
Hey,
Nice contributions from our panelists here. And also, maybe perhaps during the talk, if you have any questions, you can join us through Facebook. Send your questions on our Facebook Live, or also if you are part of our group page on WhatsApp, you can leave down your questions with your name. We'll later respond to you. Okay, thanks for the amazing definitions and scope of theory you have for us about A plus. So I think the second question, let me go back to Lucky.
Yeah.
So Lucky, is it all that necessary to become an A plus personality? For me, I think maybe it's not necessary.
It's very necessary.
Okay.
You know, being an ordinary person doesn't, you didn't even feel okay. Let me take this quote from Elon Musk, the richest man on earth.
It's happiness.
Right. This man said there is nothing wrong with an ordinary person choosing to be extraordinary.
Oh, great.
And he said, ordinary person can choose to be an extraordinary.
Wow.
It doesn't cost. It's just a steady step. You need to have, like I said earlier, you need to have that mentality that I want to also be exceptional in this field. And so then you work towards it. And so it is very important that every person, whichever your trace, your race, your background, your religious or political affiliation, seek to be an exceptional one. Seek to be an outstanding one. With that, you move through life simply. You don't stress. You can enter places without much stress. Like there are places, personally, some places, sometimes, by the grace of God, I find myself. I step my feet and I'll be like, wow, is this like?
Wow.
But because I have purposed to be an extraordinary person, I make sure I follow good rhythms. There's a statement that follow who knows road. So I follow the right people who knows road. People who can have meaningful impact on my life. People who can direct me that, look, what you are doing is not right. And so do this. And so with those things, I see myself as an A+ person because I do not only live a life anyhow, but I have a mentor who is guiding me, a guider who says do this, do that, and it's really helping me. People are really commending it. And so this makes me an A+ person. And so it's very necessary that everyone aspires or seeks to be an A+ person.
And with what you said, I think building a personal brand makes you have that inspiration to be an A+ person.
Absolutely. It's one of the key factors. You know, you have to build your personal brand. One of my mentors used to say, anytime you're stepping out of your house or your room, know that you are selling your brand. And so even if it's the washroom you are going, a washroom which is not inbuilt, but outside the house, or if it's a compound house, make sure your outfit from your room to that washroom it speaks well of you.
Then I think you have a problem with that chocolate people.
You know, you are stepping out and you don't know who you may encounter. You are stepping out and probably your phone rings. Hello, this is a call from the embassy of this and so we want you to move quickly to meet this personality, and it does works. And so it's very necessary that you put up a good branding out there. So personal branding is very important in becoming an A+ person.
Wow. Thank you very much. Miss Joseph.
Yeah, with the personal branding, you've not asked me about
Okay,
well, out of the view, it's not necessarily equal to you being, yes, it could lead to, but there are several other factors that would lead to you becoming an A+ personality.
Wow. Well, so let's say I'm a primary school student. So I know some of our audience might be from primary school, SHS to the union, and living in the working space. How can you inspire them to become A+ people, even as they are primary school?
Okay, so to inspire them, basically you need to speak to them about being an A+ personality. So try to speak to them about not succumbing to being ordinary, as Lucky said. But A+ should you it's you trying to achieve more with the God factor. The God factor is really necessary because there's a verse in the Bible that says, put all your plans before the Lord and everything will become successful for you. So the plus there is the God factor. So you have to speak to these people who want to become A+ personalities. You have to speak to them, tell them about the benefits of actually succumbing to such personalities and how they'll be able to have those repercussions on other people. Because if you have an A+ personality, you are able to brand yourself, you are able to take care of yourself, you are able to inspire others, and that as a whole is going to effect change in your society, in your classroom, when you go to church, and the nation at large as well.
Wow. Thank you, Joseph. Let's say I have a friend who says it's not really important to be an A+ person. The importance of being an A+ personality as a how would you explain the importance to that person of being an A-class person?
Right. You see, let's say Josephine and I are in the same business. We are probably manufacturing company in drugs, let's say medicine. Josephine Pharmaceutical Limited. Josephine Pharmaceutical Limited and Lucky Pharmaceutical Limited. Right. Then we are all producing a malaria drug.
Okay.
And Josephine's own seeks to be more effective or is much efficacious than I.
Okay.
Which one are people going to patronize?
I think Josephine.
Of course, Josephine.
Sure.
And so it's because she has added some bit of touch to it.
Okay.
Okay. And so I would have to research what makes people go in for Josephine's own rather than I. At the long run, you find out that hers has been as a result where I used to be. No, I will look forward to also making sure I add something to equal up hers or to make it more competitive. And so it is very important to be an A-plus person, and the benefits are enormous. When you are an A-plus person, like I said earlier, you are very confident in whatever you do. Your brand sells well. If it happens that you are an artifact, when you sell or whatever you do, people seek to patronize your things more than someone who does not add little to his or her product. And so the importance, some could be getting recognition either locally or internationally, getting sponsorship because you are producing good things, you are living a good life. Most students on campus are there as a result of their A-plus results that they had. They had an excellent result, and so it warrants them to be in the tertiary. Other than that, no one would have bothered to offer them a scholarship or even an admission. And so it is very important as young people to aspire to become an A-plus person.
So I think, sorry, just I'll get back to you. I think what I've learned from Lucky's point means there's a kind of result you gain from being an A-plus person. Wow, nice.
Yeah, and so if we also want to inspire others who feel like A-plus is not necessary, sometimes our life should also depict what we want them to see. So if you want them to be A-plus personalities and you are being C-plus, they won't. So what you preach, I believe in preaching, doing what you preach. So even what you are saying in the crowd will even let them also, hey, this girl is going here, like the way Lucky is going out there. And I'm even looking up to Lucky like, hey, I want to become an A-plus.
I went through his Facebook page 2 days ago, and when he was, but you know, you also have a great story. I asked you to send us a picture.
Yes, I'm learning from Lucky. So if we actually put in what we practice, others can also see, feel inspired, and also take out the A-plus personality.
Wow. Thank you very much. And let me chip in this. Supposing you were given the power to change the mentality of a young individual, maybe a parent, maybe anybody, how would you do that? And how would you like to inspire the person into having a change of mind to be an A-plus person? And Josephine, I'm really keen to where you really touch on the female aspect of it. Yes.
Yes. With feminism, everybody can be a feminist. That's what I'll say before starting with that. Yeah, so to the women out there, to the females out there, to the ladies out there who feel like being extra isn't necessary, I believe women are really strong people. There's a notion that we are weak, but women are really strong people. And society has made it in a way that when a woman tries to come out, when she tries to exhibit what she has, she's termed or she's tagged as being too known or something. Like women have been seen to always succumb, always submissive, like always stay in the shadows while the
Yeah,
men
always
get,
them as
yeah,
helpers.
you know, are allowed to shine. But the ladies out there, like, we have some of us who are trying to come out there, who are trying to become A-plus personalities over there. So we believe some of our lifestyles will inspire them out there, but every lady is capable of doing whatever she wants to do. Any dream she has, any expectation, anything she puts her mind to, she's able to do it. So the mentality of we always staying in the background, that mentality has died. Lady out there, if you still have that mentality, hey, you should think about it twice, because now there are spaces that are allowing women actually express their views, actually say stuff about things that are happening in their community and how it's affecting them. So ladies out there, we can do it.
Wow, let me chip in this. You know, in Ghana, we have, in Africa itself, we have this sense of literacy and discrimination when you are not very good in class. So let me put aside the guys. As for we the guys here, we cry, you know. So how can you inspire a female who usually tops low in class and thinks she can't be any person better than rather being a marriage material to someone to
that
set
way.
in the room? Yes, that kind of stuff.
Oh, so we have, it's like school knowledge isn't everything. We have good women who are into makeup, who are into soap making, who are into cosmetics, into fashion, who are into engineering. We have women everywhere. Okay, engineering requires book knowledge, but anything you want to do, like, you can achieve it. So no matter, you can still study to improve upon it. But I want you to know book knowledge is not everything. We have top women who are in the industry who really even had bad results.
Should I mention it? I don't cost me.
No, please don't mention it.
Yeah,
but she's still out. She's still out there.
She challenges the top men in the system.
Yeah, so women can, and to the guys, I want to be like women. I'm a guy's person. I'm usually hanging around most guys.
That makes you strong.
Yes. Usually hanging around most guys. I have my females too. But book knowledge isn't really everything. Equip yourself with skills. You can go to YouTube, learn some skills that can pay. We have forest trading, we have those good ones. You can learn graphic designing. Like, we are in a world today where most skills and information is at our fingertips, so much more is expected from us. So just utilize these other avenues instead of soliciting only book knowledge only, and you'll be fine.
Wow, so I think to add up mine on the female aspect, I think it's time we build our dreams. We have dreams and inspirations. I think if a female doesn't have a dream or an inspiration, maybe I want to be this, I want to be that. That's when she feels in class, she feels that she's not, you know, in correspondence to her peers in there, so she thinks to go and do some petty trading and all of that. I think when you have a solid dream, it makes you move much far ahead of other people. Yes. So I don't know your end also.
Yeah, so my take on how I would change the mentality of somebody to become an A-class person is first, the person must tackle his or her fears. Fear is one thing that has actually deprived many of their dreams. The moment the dream comes, the next thing is doubt, fearing how am I going to go about this, comparing their backgrounds to the vision that is ahead of them. But then if you have a vision and you dream of it, yet you have fear mentality, then there's no way you're going to progress or you can birth the vision. And so it is very necessary that young people would get rid of fear. We should have that spirit where we can say, yes, I can do it. The I can do spirit is what we need to inculcate going forward, rather than focusing on what could probably bring us down or what could be the impediment. We shouldn't focus on the impediment. Most of us have come from a very far journey. Yes, when we consider where we used to be some time ago, like the past decade, 10 years ago, we can't talk about it today and end it. And so some of these things, because we had a bigger picture that no, I will not let this present circumstance downgrade me. And so I'm going to let go of every fear and then face the reality of life. This is what I am made of. This is what I could be. God said, Jesus said, the power that is in us, it is greater than that who is in the world.
The power that is
in us is greater than he who is in the world. Yeah. So it's very important that young people get away of fear. And then after getting rid of fear, you should take action. I want to read this quote from what's this man's name from? I want to read directly so that it doesn't mean like
like the way we did for the scripture. I think the scripture says, "He that is in me
is greater than he that is in the world."
Those of us who made Sunday school, sorry.
You see, this is the plus factor I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So let's try to work on our plus factors as well. Yes. So we have A. We are trying to build on the A. We should also try getting closer to God, getting the plus factor as well.
Okay.
I think we'll be fine. Like, Adumba won't be found wanting.
Yeah, so
when Adumba is done with the
I'm
case, I'll ask
yeah.
you something about the God factor.
Yeah, so after I talk about fear, I said we should take action. And this man called Dale Carnegie, he said, inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Yeah, so now you are there.
Wow. Andrew Carnegie, right?
Dale Carnegie.
Wow.
Dale Carnegie. I don't know if I have his name right, but wherever he is.
He might see you. Wow,
yeah,
that's
so
a great point.
inaction breeds doubt and fear. And then action breeds confidence and courage. So take action. Take a step. If you think you cannot, seek the counsel of somebody, someone closer to you, your friend, or your mother, your uncle, or anyone you think is capable of giving you the right guidance. Visit these people and then tell them your dreams, tell them what you are capable of doing. And then they will be able to fish out that spirit in you and then direct you, go this way, go that way, and then it will help. And so we should really change our mentality of thinking we cannot do it, it's not possible, I cannot become A+ because of backgrounds. No, that shouldn't be the discussion. We should focus on fear, eradicating fear, and taking actions.
Oh, thank you. I would like to touch on this. Before we started the program, as in today, I wanted to share a little word of motivation. And the title I gave that word of motivation was Start Now. And I gave an acronym to START. And the START was standards that are really tough. Standards that are really tough. So the S stands for standards, the T stands for that, and the A stands for R. And the R is really, I think, in capital, and the T is tough. So when you see START as something normal, it doesn't boost you. But when you see it as something tough, as a tough standard you have to break, there's no way you have to sit on your comfort zone, not becoming an A+ person, not becoming an excellent person in whatever you do. Yeah, so that's it for that. And Josephine, I wanted to come to the God factor. I know our listeners, some might be from other religious backgrounds. So let's consider this.
So I made some notes down before coming. So the plus factor it's God/moral factor. So Christians see God as God. Muslims see God as Allah. The Buddhists see their God as Buddha. So whoever you find reference to, I know all the religions, they promote morality.
Great.
Morality is being promoted every day. So when I say God, I'm not referring to only Christians, but how you see your God. That is the plus factor. About the A and the plus.
Wow. Great. So we talked about personal branding.
Yeah.
So I think you said a lot about it, but let me come to yourselves.
Yeah.
How are you doing with personal branding?
Well,
Yeah.
so personal branding, I believe, is really key in building your A-class personality. As Lucky said, when you step out, you are selling yourself. So personal branding is finding out certain things that work for you and are also acceptable.
Wow.
Yes, and you have some people telling you maybe this is what they want to do, but it's not acceptable.
Okay.
So try to find stuff that you feel comfortable in that are also acceptable. Personal branding also involves, personally, I'm always watching videos on Instagram, on YouTube about how to build your confidence, how to build your elegance, how to put this clothes or that clothes together, what to say, how to stand. Like, it really takes a lot. Yeah, like how to move, what to say, when to say, how to say it. All these things consist of personal branding. I think if you want to be an A-class personality, personal branding is something you should really look at.
So in 3 words or in 1 sentence,
yeah.
How can you define Josephine's brand, your brand?
Josephine's brand is elegant.
Wow, I can see that.
Affable.
Okay.
And intelligent.
Intelligence. Wow, wow.
Yeah, because I believe I'm a release the stress that's my friend.
Wow, wow, great. So, Mr. Like,
yeah. Great. So personal branding has a lot in it. From your personal outfits, your dressing, your tonation, even when you are speaking, your relationship with people, and then the things you put out on your social media all comes to play when we talk about personal branding. I think this school I went to Kumasi is really my God. I hope my Kumasi school
I'm hoping your listeners who are Santi don't come after you. You are free to go.
That's just by the way.
Yeah,
sure. So, you really need to take a critical look at the things you put out on your socials as well. Yeah, you remember not long ago, the Ghana Law School graduated several students, and people, because of someone's, I don't know, would I say negligence or...
Let's say intentionality.
No, someone lifestyle.
Lifestyle, wow.
Yeah, but then, you know, social media is very powerful, and so with personal branding, when you are using social media, you need to be very careful. The things you put out there should also speak well of a person who is aiming to be an A-class person. And so, yeah, personal branding also has to do with your speaking, your tonation. Some people are very good communicators, not because of the number of words or the vocabulary they can use in terms of speaking, but how they coerce with the atmosphere, how they move with the flow, the time the time to speak and the time not to speak, and even the tonation of your voice also comes into play. And so personal branding is really key in becoming an A-class person, and so we should pay critical attention to it. Yeah.
Wow. That's a nice contribution from both angles. And very soon we'll get back to our listeners and our viewers on Facebook who are joining us live here for your questions. So in our group page, if you're in our WhatsApp page, you can send your question and add up your name. Thank you very much. So,
but then, I'm sorry, I think she added her personal, like her 3 touches to.
Oh, I didn't actually.
Yeah. And my fundamental is based on the word I've titled as grit. Grits. GRIPTS.
Yes.
Yes. And G stands for godliness.
Godliness.
You cannot take godliness out of the whole thing. It should be the center of it. But the pivots on which you stand. And so my personal branding first is based on godliness. I make sure I have that time, my fellowship with God, and then my closet relationship with Him should be something that I portray outside. And then also I have respectfulness. You know, you need to be respectful. If you are not respectful, definitely no one will welcome you into places. And so you need to be respectful. And then you need to also have integrity. Yes, when we leave something in your care, how well do you take care of it? When something is placed in your hands, do you add up? Are you trustworthy enough? These things should also come to play. And then the P is perseverance. In this life that we live in, there are times when things wouldn't go the way we expected it. But then when it happens that way, we need to persevere. Yes, I remember some 6 years ago, before I entered high school, I went through a whole lot of...
By the way, who did you attend?
Edujama Senior High School. It's the first Mahama E-Block school.
Hey, what
I want you to know that those breeds of students also are in the system and are really doing well.
Yes,
before I went to that school, you know, I spent 4 years in the house.
Wow.
And that school was able to turn me to become useful.
Wow.
And today here I find myself. And so, I attended the Jama High School in Ashanti region. And so, perseverance, I persevered. Even though there wasn't anybody then to help me, I persevered that no, let me find something doing. I stepped out and then I did something. By the grace of God, I accrued some enough points and I sent myself to high school. And so you need to persevere. And then the last two, we have trustworthiness. Yeah, you need to be trustworthy. Whatever that is entrusted in, okay, you need to account for it. Yes, and as a leader, anyone who is aspiring to be a leader, you need to be a trustworthy person. When the country's resources are entrusted to your care, as president, as minister, as DC, as MMDC, you need to be a trustworthy person. You need to account for it.
I'm trying to control myself not to ask certain questions in politics.
Yeah, you need to account for it. And then the last one is service. You need to be a serviceable person. You need to render services to people, serve God and people. And in so doing, God is going to bless you. Thank you.
Wow, great. Thanks for your contribution. So we have the grapes, which is the godliness, respectfulness, integrity, perseverance, trustworthy, and service. And for Jocelyn, hers was elegance, she's affable, and intelligent.
Yes, ability here is you. Lucky has displayed so much of that. I didn't have the same. But if you have ability means you respecting yourself, you respecting others, you being open, you being kind, caring, and putting yourself in the shoes of others.
Okay, great. So, Jocelyn, let's continue with you. I think we have some few minutes to end our show. If you were to be a parent, this is a tough question. If you were to be a parent, how will you help your child become an A+?
So, if I were to be a parent, I'll be one of the coolest parents.
Oh, wow.
My children are going to church. So, the first thing I'm going to do is inculcate the morals into them. So, kids are like an empty vessel. So, if they do this and you don't correct them, they feel it's right and they're going to grow up with it. So, if you see your child moving on the wrong path, try to bring them back onto the right track. Then also inspire them to be whatever they put their mind to. Tell them they can achieve whatever they want to achieve. They should eradicate the spirit of fear, as Adumba said. They can do anything they put their minds to, and they can become A+ personalities. And also pray for them. We should learn to pray for our Okay, we have some parents who are always saying, the bad way there, and on board, then, now so yeah, they want to come there, but you are saying this to your child. So we should try to be praying for them, try to advise them, try to bring them before God, and let God protect them and try to put them back on the right path. And be role models. We should be role models. Parents should be role models. You want your child to do this, but you are not doing something. You want your child to sleep early, but you are not sleeping early. You want your child, maybe like we have some parents, when they are eating at the table, they want their children to do this, but you will see them doing. So sometimes the kids are wondering, but why is mommy doing this? So let's try to be good role models to our kids, and they will also follow same as well. I think this is what, and try to like motivate them. If once in a while you see your child is doing well, you take them to the mall, you take them to the park, get them their favorite toy, let them watch this cartoon or something, and try to be friends with them. Basically, I'm sure your kids will be A+ personalities.
Wow. So you have to be friends with. It's been a while since I went to the mall. Oh, I should go and.
No, you're a big child now.
Okay. So I do.
Yes, as a parent, to inculcate A+ character into my child, first of all, should be the values I believe in. Being great is an automatic yes for you. You should also be a great, even from the 08 that you were born. Yes, you should be. I will make sure he or she is a must for you to go to Sunday school. Without it, you will not eat. Yes, in our house, that was the principle. If you do not go to church, you will not eat. Yes, and so you need to make sure the kids go to church. Not only going to church, but then you be a role model to them. Like my sister rightly said, you need to tell them the things that life offers, the good way to go. And if you go the other way, the consequences that come upon you. Yes, and so it's very right that you let the children be godly even from the infancy, because the moment they grow up and then they don't know God, or you are now trying to push them into godly stuff, it will be very difficult. And that's the culture our African community, we have advantage of than the Westerners, because right from the onset you are introduced into religious stuff, and that's what we should keep up doing, because if we neglect God from it, the children would go astray. And then also we should make sure we give every child the right to education. Yes, if a child is not given the necessary.
When you come back to our various institutions where we have youth who are struggling to survive the campus, there are various aspects they try to relate themselves into. Which advices or which help or motivation? We can't just, I don't know how to say, disregard them for all that they are doing. Maybe they have their particular reasons. How can you inspire them not to fall victims as failures in our societies and for their homes, even though they are struggling in school?
Okay.
Maybe both academics or financial.
Yeah, there is a one assumption literally, if you do not speak about your problems, no one would know. And so it's very necessary that the youth of this or the students would they should confine their problems to people who could be trusted. There are lots of lecturers on campus. There are lots of religious leaders here on campus. We have several pastors here, and so it will be very prudent that if you have any challenges regarding your academics, regarding your payment of fees, or any problem at all that life takes you through, see the guidance of these personalities, like the Reverend, like the Dean of Students. Here we are fortunate to have the same person as the